Hello everyone and welcome back to Sarah's Stitch. My name is Sarah. I will be your host today and I am coming to you back finally in Hoboken, New Jersey, where I live in my apartment. The dishwasher is currently going, the heater's going, so it may be a little bit loud. Apologies if that's the case. But I live here, I'm an accountant, and then in all my free time, I try and get as much knitting done as I can. I am just back from India about a week ago, so finally over the jet lag, kind of, and happy to be back. It is Thanksgiving Eve as I'm filming this, so I wanted to give a quick project update, status on everything that you last saw before I start hopefully filming Vlogmas. So without further ado, because my brother's coming to pick me up, go get shipped from the airport in 15 minutes, so hopefully this is quick. I'm going to quickly go through my current works in progress. I have no finished objects. I do have a half finished object, which I guess I will show first. I don't know where my sock blocker is. Before I get started, my Instagram, Ravelry, all of that good stuff will be linked down below. As well as in the comment section, I will have links to all the projects I talk about, any local dyers, any yarn dyers or local yarn shops, etc. And please feel free to subscribe if you like me so you can catch up with all of my videos and Vlogmas as that's coming up, which I will talk about at the end if I get the chance to. So now to have finished objects. First and only half finished object is the sock. I believe I had started it when I last filmed. This is a Rye Sock Light by Tin Can Knits, and I'm knitting it out of Magpie Fibers Swanky Sock. And this is for my dad. So I did 64 stitches for the circumference, and he's about a men's 11 US. So I did 100 rounds for the foot, and then I don't know what toe the pattern calls for. I just did an umbrella toe. And the colorways are Midnight Train to Georgia for the blue, and London Rain, I think is the speckle, London something. And it's a really pretty speckle gray with like some specks of blue, like an ochre kind of brown, and some darker bits of gray, which is very nice, classic, subtle speckled yarn for my dad. So I am bringing these home for Thanksgiving and maybe going to try and work on the other sock while I'm down there. So this is getting packed. The next sweater, not so exciting because I think it's gonna be very boring until I get to a point of anything. This is Shiv's sweater that he had requested for this well, not necessarily Christmas, but winter sweater. It is a self-drafted sweater pattern that I'm making for him with colorwork on top. This is gonna challenge me. I cannot remember the number color I'm using. I'm using both Santa Scarn for both of them. The blue is Baby Wool Lanet, I think, or Lanet Baby Wool, one way or the other, and a medium brown, medium blue. And the cream is Tin Merino Wool, and the color number is 2321. I believe it's either marzipan or almond. I'm pretty sure it's almond. So this is in fact another fingering weight sweater for a man. The last one I made was for my dad and it took forever. This one, as you can tell, maybe you can't tell, it's currently on pearl strings on the bottom because I wanted to try it on and see how big it was. I think it should fit him. The color work I did finish and self-draft. It was based off of a sweater he had seen from like Shein or something. He literally searched winter sweater men and saw a picture from a Shein like sweatshirt with like a knit pattern on it that he liked and said, that please. So I had to sorry, with your charging cord so I don't keep knocking it. I had to kind of come up with the pattern myself for the color work to mimic the sweatshirt he saw. And then I had to extend it a little bit because it was really big chunks. It's talked about it in the past. So I think he's happy with it. I'm pretty happy with the color work. I did screw up one section because I changed something from how I had originally drawn it, and then I forgot to change it for the second row. That's okay. He won't know the difference. Yeah, so that's Shiv's sweater. If anyone would like the color work for it, I can see if I can figure out how to, I mean, I'm sure I could figure out how to draft the pattern. It's just more so getting around to drafting the pattern. It would be relatively easy because I didn't do anything special. I just did a raglan stitch in whatever color I was working for the raglan. So I think it would be relatively easy to juxtapose into like any size you wanted it to be, but we will see about that. Next is the last work in progress I have that you guys have seen. This is my Waffle cardigan by Other Loops. I believe it has a lot more progress than you last saw. So I have 2 sleeves, and I just have to finish the body, the button band, and the collar. I am knitting this out of Explore Knits and Fibers Cashmere Cavern sock, and I was holding the same color Surrey with it as well. The color is Celtic Harp from the Ireland collection. However, when I was panic ordering my colors, I did not order enough Surrey to match the amount of Celtic Harp I had, which apparently that year I was just terrible at ordering second yarns to hold with. So because obviously this was a limited time collection, I found a pretty similar looking yarn online for that Surrey. Hopefully pretty similar looking. I ordered it from Huloko. I think it's supposed to be delivered to me in a couple days, so I'm hoping that it is close enough that it doesn't really matter and I can finish this up. Sorry. So I do have, I think, oh, where am I? Oh, mine's still attached. I have about 12 to 15 grams left of the Surrey, so here you can see both of them together. So I have about 12-15 grams left of this Surrey, which is the original Explore Knits and Fiber, but because I don't know what that Surrey is going to look like that I ordered from Huloko and how close of a match it's going to be, I'm keeping this and not knitting through it so I can kind of stripe in the new Surrey. And I also think I would like to try and use the Surrey for the button band and definitely the collar, just so it matches as much as it can the rest of the sweater. I am knitting a size medium. I don't think I've changed anything from the pattern. The only thing I do actually need help with is what kind of buttons should I get for this? I think it would be really cool to have like mustardy yellow kind of buttons, like clear plastic mustard yellow buttons, but I feel like those might be difficult to find. So anyone has any suggestions on what kind of buttons? Like, should I do tortoiseshell, wooden? I don't think I want mother of pearl. I think I want a little bit more simple, like not as flashy as mother of pearl. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know of colors, patterns, anything like that. All right, and then my last 2 works in progress are new to you all. The first is nearly done. This is a Maxine hot water bottle cover by Laura Penrose. So as you can see, it is nearly done. I just have to finish its little collar. I am knitting this out of Sorella yarn that I had in my stash, so good job me for stash busting. It is knit out of the spring tonals from, I think they're still the same current spring tonals that she offers, but I've had them since I think 2022. I had a mini set of all of the tonals at that time and a worsted weight skein of this, which I think is like Herentia or something like that, because I wanted to make a pillowcase using all of them, and I had started making the pillowcase using all of them. Obviously I have stopped making that pillowcase, And I was thinking about trying to about a gift for my grandma for either Christmas or her birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow, so obviously this isn't gonna be a birthday gift, but I was thinking about trying to figure out what kind of gift I wanted to give her or make her this year for Christmas or her birthday. And I love my hot water bottle because I am my grandma at heart, but I figured I could get her her own hot water bottle and cover. And I did get yarn for sailor slippers, which I may make for her as well, that I think might kind of go with this. So that's what I'm thinking. This was so quick. I think I knit all of this in like a day and a half, and I haven't worked on it since, but it was literally like a weekend project. I did not have the appropriate needles for it, so that was on me. But the Ravelry project will have all of the actual minis that I used in the project. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I do think that this light purple is Marseille. The green is Jardine. I don't know what the other three are called, but I do like how it turned out. I kind of was just picking based off of what, plugging the yarns I had left from that mini set into what I needed for each of the yarn weights from the pattern, without having to rip out the pillow, because I think I'm just gonna eat the pillow portion that's done when I'm done with this. So this, whatever color this is, I didn't really make sure that there was enough contrast between this and the actual main color. So I think that this row of stars or snowflakes kind of blends in, but it is what it is. You can kind of see it's there if you squint really hard. I don't know if you can even, honestly, I don't even know if it's showing up on camera, but that is my Maxine hot water bottle. And I've loved this pattern, so I think I am going to make it for a couple more people, either at Christmas or just as gifts throughout the winter, because it's a great way to use up stash yarn, especially it's very forgiving in the fact that this is a worsted. This is all fingering held double. I think it calls for technically a DK. Laura does suggest you can use fingering held double. I just didn't, but no, I did, but I didn't use a DK. So that is my Maxine. And then, we're getting close to time. My last project, which I think I briefly talked about wanting to cast on last year, is a Berlin scarf, which I believe is by Susanna Mule, potentially. So I am knitting this. I cast it on when we went to BravoCon a couple weeks ago. And I'm using Sanasgarn worsted alpaca in the color 6044. Looks like this. It's just a really pretty blue. I think it goes pretty well with my coloring. And I figured it'd be a relatively quick knit. It is on 7mm needles. And I figured it'd be a little spice up of color in my wardrobe for the winter time. So that is that. It takes, I believe, 6 balls of the worsted alpaca, and then there's going to be tassels at the end as well. Because I cast this on while on a plane, I did not follow the provisional cast on that it called for. So I will need to figure out what I'm doing about that. I probably will either just pick up stitches and then unravel the first cast on round, or see what I can do there. Or if it was just provisional, just kitchen it together, I may just mattress stitch together or something. We shall see. I probably should read down through the pattern and see why I needed to provisionally cast on, but I haven't. So, and I'm sure everyone has heard about this, but it is just a big old tube, so it is extra warm, even though the gauge is quite loose, which just might be me. I didn't gauge swatch this. It's a scarf. I didn't really feel like I needed to, but probably should have. But I think it'll be a perfectly fine length either way. So that is everything I have been working on. I am going to bring a couple skeins of yarn down to my parents for Thanksgiving weekend, maybe cast on a new pair of socks in DK, just to quickly get something off my needles, or maybe a Christmas yarn. We shall see. But I quickly wanted to just talk about Vlogmas. Sorry, I keep looking at my watch to make sure I have time before my brother gets here. So I am planning to do Vlogmas again this year. So Shiv leaves on December 1st, so I don't know how much footage I will have that day, but I will be filming from the 1st until hopefully the 25th. I've not been great at it the last few years. So last year I think I was the most successful until I got to London. I'm going to London again this year for, well, pre-Christmas again, December 10th. So it should be a heavily knitting, home, cozy vibes Christmas tree for the first few days of December, and then some travel, hopefully some London content, and then we're off to France for actual Christmas with my brother, sister, and my parents. Hopefully some also like Christmas markets, village life, Alps, all of that good stuff. So like I said at the beginning, if that interests you, please do think about subscribing, liking the video. This video, it really helps get me out there to other people who might be interested in knitting like all of you. If you've made it this far, I know it was very quick, very rushed, but hopefully December 1st and going forward, it will be a little bit more calm, chill, etc. But I wanted to get this out there pre-Vlogmas. So yes, subscribe. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Ravelry, all of that good stuff. And I will talk to you Monday. And if you're an American, I don't know when I'm gonna get this out. Hopefully I get it out tomorrow and you can watch it during Thanksgiving. But if you are an American, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're having a great time with your friends, family, anyone you love, and you're having some cozy knitting time and getting to relax a little bit, hopefully not working. And I will talk to you officially Monday. Bye.